right, stay with me, Pallavi, because we're getting in more breaking inputs on this news story. In fact, this with regards to the US tariffs on India due to Trump's personal peak of not being allowed to mediate in the India-Pakistan conflict. There's a big statement coming in from American multinational investment bank Jeffries. They go on to say that the steep 50% tariffs imposed by the United States on Indian goods are largely a result of President Trump's own personal peak at not being allowed to mediate the conflict between the two warring nations, according to a recent report by American multinational investment bank and financial services company Jeffries. On that note, I quickly go back to Pallavi, who continues to stay with us. So, Pallavi, when an American multinational investment bank like Jeffries goes on to make that statement about their own president, what does it speak of the impact of this trade war between India and the United States on the United States itself?
Well, what has been said is something which no one from the government is going to take or say this so openly, because we are, as officially speaking, we're still keeping the door of negotiations open with America. I mean, I know the American negotiators were supposed to come here on the 25th, but the Commerce Ministry very categorically told us that we would look at it as a trip which has been postponed and not cancelled. So India is still hoping that America would come round to understanding our concerns. But in private, many in the government and among the stakeholders certainly feel that this seems to be a kind of a personal issue with Donald Trump. You know, it's like he has a personal angst. Maybe his ego has been bruised in some quarter, and therefore he's often coming up with these kind of unreasonable statements as far as fixing the tariff rate. I mean, who talks about a 50% tariff being imposed on India when Indian-American relationships have been good? Who talks about trying to teach us a lesson because we are buying Russian oil when America itself buys Russian uranium or energy and Russian gas as well? So they see that there is a kind of a personal or an ego battle which is happening here. But Indian-American relationships have been something which have been very, very old. Sometimes blow hot, blow cold. But, you know, even Donald Trump had a very good equation with the Prime Minister. And on many platforms, Donald Trump himself has referred to this fact as well. So I don't think India would want to sour our equations with America, but clearly sending out a message is that we are not going to buckle under any pressure.
Oh, absolutely. Many thanks to you, Pallavi, for bringing us that extensive perspective on that news story.